Mason. The centers from Georgetown, 7 foot even, number 33, Patrick Ewing. At guard from Oklahoma State, 6 foot 5, number 3, John Stark. And at the other guard from Illinois, 6 foot 4, number 11, Derek Harper. Trainer of the Knicks is Mike Saunders, assisted by Tim Walsh. Assistant coach Don Chaney, head coach Jeff Van Gundy.
It's money in the bank. The Boston Celtics are the world champions for the 16th time. Putting the ball on play. He gets it out deep, and Havlicek steals it. Havlicek stole the ball. It's all over. Johnny Havlicek will lead the ball. It's all
assistant coaches Don Casey, Dennis Johnson, and John Kuster. Head coach M.L. Carr.
Well, for the Boston Celtics today, with no meaning, they are just playing it out, finishing out the season. For the Knicks, it is all about playoff positioning and getting themselves back on the right track before the playoffs start. There's Don Chaney, former Boston Celtic, now, of course, a Knick assistant, with the Knicks losing 4 of the last 5 of the last 7. Earlier, John talked with Don Chaney and asked, are the Knicks down coming into today?
Well, I see just the opposite, because I'm in the trenches with them. I don't think we're down at all. I think we've gotten beaten by teams who I thought played very well. And on the other hand, the 2 games that we've lost, one we played well offensively, didn't play well defensively. One we played well defensively, didn't play well offensively. But I think our guys still believe in themselves. I think they're still up-tempo. I think they'll be ready to play tonight. I think we really missed Charles Oakley defensively, and that's the key, and I think our guys really are anticipating him coming back. But the mode of this team right now is that they realize that we are the reason why we lost 2 previous games, and to correct that, everybody got to be on the right page and continue to stay on the right page and play hard.
Well, an overly positive point of view from Don Chaney, which you would expect, but from the Knick point of view, I hope they're ready to play this afternoon, not tonight.
It's always a night game to a coach, yes. Marv.
The officials, Tommy Nunez, Bernie Fryer, and Leroy Richardson, and the Celtics controlling the tip. Here is Rick Fox with the open shot.
What the Celtics have in their favor is that they can be as loose as a team can be in an NBA game, because they're just out there having fun today and hoping that the coaches notice them so they're in their plans next year.
John Starks ties the game at 2. The Knicks with a record of 20 up and 20 down on the road. They come in at 46 and 35 with the 2 straight losses. And the foul is called on Reed. Junior Burrow, rookie from Virginia, second-round draft pick, making his 3rd straight start. His only 3 starts in the NBA. Goes 6'8", 252 pounds, as they like to say, has good NBA size.
That will be appreciated even more, Marv, if he does some rebounding. In the last 2 games, he's accumulated in his starting role a total of 2 rebounds. And but he's gotten double figures in both of those games.
Hopper played by Wesley. Ewing facing the double team. Mason and Reed. So the Knicks lead 4-3, and ML Carr opening up by doubling up on Ewing and Mason.
That's pretty much an automatic these days as teams look at the Knicks' greatest strength inside.
Reed and Burrow bumping each other, and the foul on JR. That is his 2nd. A quick 2 picked up by Reed.
Burrow with the size of an Anthony Mason. That's 6'8", 250.
This is Greg Minor for 3. Well, the other night in the win over the Nets, the Celtics 12 of 18 from downtown. Dana Barros had the hot hand, 5 of 5 from 3-point range. J.R. Reed apparently feeling he's headed to the bench very shortly after the 2 fouls, hoisting one from the top of the circle.
Well, he's getting dared to take them too. He was left open.
Here's Burrow, got the step. Burrow with the rebound. So the Celtics with an 8-4 advantage.
Burrow is burrowing.
Yes, he is. And why did I think that was coming? Mason again faces the double. Ewing. Celtics 8 and the Knicks 6.
Boy, there's an example of when you double team and you forget to switch defensively, what can happen. Ewing, I think, could have counted to 3 before he took that shot.
Now Minor going at Starks. And the rebound handled by Ellison. Fox tees it up for 3. Rick Fox continuing the hot shooting by Boston here at the start. They lead 11-6. Celtics have hit 4 of their first 6 shots. Hopper for 3. Yeah, oh no, in and out. That was at the bottom of the net.
That was a Marv. I haven't heard that one in a long time.
Well, you try to coin new phrases, John.
Right.
You never know where you can pick one up. And Wesley off balance extends to a 13-6 lead. 4 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Starks, yes. Celtics 13 and the Knicks 8.
A jump shooting show. This is actually a good warm-up for the Knicks should they face the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have very fine jump shooters. They got to think about defending the perimeter a little better.
And Burrow had it knocked away by Reed. Shot clock at 5. Fox with the baseline pass for Minor.
John Starks got caught looking at the ball and forgot about Minor, who went baseline.
Boston with a 15-8 lead. Mason with a power move. Fox tried to draw the foul, but the official Bernie Fryer did not go for it. The Knicks with 14 straight wins against the Celtics. And on the turnover, the Knicks will get it back. The Knicks swept the Celtics last season, trying to make it 4 out of 4 this season. The Knicks, the only team in NBA history to defeat the Celtics 14 in a row. Here's Ewing drawing the foul. Yes, and it counts. And Ewing to the line. Patrick Ewing coming off his first career triple-double against the Hornets, although in a losing cause on Friday night.
Well, Patrick getting the position he certainly would want. The bump didn't bother him enough to distract the shot either.
Ewing saying after the game it was a wasted triple-double for the Knicks, their first since Mark Jackson did it back in November of 1991. Fox off the hesitation dribble. Minor. And Ellison missed on the tip. Mason. Block. Will it count? Would have. And a foul is called. A blocking foul. Foul committed by Minor. On Friday night against Charlotte, 28 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists. First career triple-double, but unfortunately from the Knicks point of view, the big play with about 2.5 minutes left, a rebound slipping through the hands of Patrick Ewing, which led to a three-point play by Charlotte center George Zedek, and that turned the ball game.
Yes, at 100 all that happened, and it was really a gut-wrenching finish for the Knicks because they were coming on very strong.
Knicks and Celtics tied at 15. Fox. That stops the 7-0 run by the Knicks, and it is Boston by 2. Starks. And back comes Fox, leading Wesley. Nice play by Starks, getting back for the block. Oh, Mason able to keep it away from Burrow. Here's Starks, dumping it off. Reed. And the game is tied.
Reed has established himself as an excellent open jump shooter. Not automatic by any means. It may look like an easy shot, but it isn't.
And Tommy Nunez indicating a pushing foul against the Knicks as timeout is called.
It's that time of year again, and it's a whole new ball game.
Hi, this is David Cohn of the New York Yankees. Catch New York Knicks playoff action right here on MSG.
Don't let this happen to your family. We're on the move. Motorworks, the engine specialists, will restore your car's dependability. America's largest chain of engine replacement centers with over 90 locations nationwide. Our skilled technicians will replace your engines, most for under $2,000. When it comes to engines, just say Motorworks. Call 1-800-NEW-MOTOR. That's 1-800-NEW-MOTOR.
High cholesterol kills. But here's an exciting breakthrough. The new food labels will help you lower your cholesterol. The labels show you the exact amount of saturated fat. The culprit in raising your cholesterol is saturated fat. Compare labels. Same food, same size serving. But surprise, one has 2 grams of saturated fat, the other 20. Any questions? Check the label. If the food's high in fat, don't buy it.
Nobody beats Long Island Diamond prices.
My dad got my mom's ring here.
Long Island Diamond saves you a lot of money.
We got the diamond we wanted at the price we wanted.
Long Island Diamond has a world-class selection of all sizes, shapes, and price ranges.
Celtics forward Rick Fox, and now it's time for the MCS Cannon quote book. Hey, listen to this. Rick Fox, on a nice drive around Anthony Mason a moment ago, has been doing a lot of different things, and after a game recently, he said, I'm the new GFC guy. That stands for guard, forward, and center. Rick Fox has been carrying many roles for this dismantled team and doing them rather well, so he defined his new role. MCS Cannon, let us show you the possibilities.
Wesley for 3 from way downtown, and the Celtics now lead 20-17. Rick Fox in his 5th season out of North Carolina. He was a college teammate of Hubert Davis. Here's Ewing. And Wesley to the ball. Rick Fox says the motivation to beat the Knicks is actually involved as Hubert Davis has come on for J.R. Reed and is matched with Fox, which is a mismatch, and is called for the foul. Reed picking up his third a moment ago, so he is on the bench. Rick Fox and Hubert Davis operate a summer camp together in the North Carolina area, and he said he can't listen to Hubert with all the conversation concerning the Knicks' success against the Celtics over the years, or in recent years, and that's what supplies much motivation for him to come up with a victory here today. Ewing is hacked, and he'll go to the line.
Oh, he was set up beautifully by John Starks' penetrating drive. You know, if John Starks had done that a lot more in recent years, boy, he would have added so much more to the Knicks attack. Of course, on that play, Patrick Ewing was left open to receive that pass, but that was a fine play by Starks.
Curtis Ellison called for his second foul, and now Dee Brown, who has been coming off the bench, checks in for the first time. Dee Brown quoted in the Boston papers today that he would like to stay with the Celtics. You recall back in January the trade speculation revolving around Dee Brown, who said he wanted to go elsewhere.
Yes, Brown has only started 23 games this season.
Celtics by 1, 5.5 remaining in this first quarter. Fox. And back comes Hopper. Now single coverage on Mason. Throws the foul. Yes, and it counts. Beautifully done by Anthony Mason as Fox picks up his first foul.
Mason has killed the Celtics this year. Naturally, the focus is on Ewing, who has also done very well, but he in combination with Mason have provided much too much inside strength against Boston.
Three-point play for Mason. He has 7. Both clubs shooting well. The Knicks 8 of 12 and the Celtics 8 for 14, and the Knicks have taken a 2-point lead. Minor going off the back of the rim, and back comes Starks. Hopper over Wesley. Yes. Knicks 24 and the Celtics 20. David Wesley, the one-time New Jersey Net, who has had an excellent season. In fact, winning some support on some ballots for most improved player. Foul is called as Wesley cut to the baseline. He was hit by Hopper. For the Knicks, their 4th team foul, and David Wesley will go to the line. In his 3rd NBA season out of Baylor, he was undrafted, signed on as a free agent with the Nets. Last season with New Jersey, averaged 7 points, 5 assists, actually started 36 games and has really picked it up this year. He has started most of the season averaging 12 a game.
Comes off an excellent game against New Jersey Friday night in a win, a 21-point game and a season-high 14 assists against New Jersey.
The Knicks 24, the Celtics 22. Harper with the step. Nick lead us now 4, but Fox able to beat the Knicks down court.
That's one for the Knicks coaching staff to focus on as they prepare for the playoffs. Defensive transition, weak on that play.
Starks. And the excellent Knicks shooting continues. They are 11 of 15. Wesley fouled, but the Knicks problem in recent weeks at the other end, even when things are going well offensively, they are not able to get many stops.
They have to get back quicker, and you know Jeff Van Gundy is focusing on that now. They have to get set defensively and not have teams run down their throats and get them off balance in defensive transition.
And obviously teams very aware of that. We see more and more of teams breaking down court against the Knicks.
Cavaliers did it well the other night.
Dana Barros has checked in, so the Celtics now with 3 guards matching the Knicks. Wesley, Barros, and Brown in the lineup for the Celtics. And the pushing foul away from the ball. It is on Ellison. That is a quick 3 on Purvis.
And he should be nervous as a result of that, Marv. You know, something he has been in the past, having picked up that nickname.
Celtics have been very satisfied with the play of Purvis Ellison. There's been some question as to where he will end up next season. An injury-riddled career for Purvis Ellison, but Purvis saying that he felt that the Celtics have been extremely supportive, particularly when he was going through the tough times, and he would like to remain here in Boston.
And he has shown sufficient skills in the latter part of this season to get that confidence.
Oh, whoa! It counts, and the foul! Rick Fox just looking to keep the ball alive. Watch this.
A pick and roll play, and Fox at the end of it does his best Michael Jordan imitation. Something about those North Carolina guys, Marv. Ewing can't believe it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to...
When we come back, Fox to the line, looking to complete the three-point play.
To Boston, the Celtics pull down the dramatic.
And Rick Fox has had the hot hand, 5 of 6 from the field, 11 points. Both clubs shooting well. The Celtics 10 of 17 and the Knicks 11 of 15. 3.5 remaining in this first quarter. The Knicks 29, the Celtics 27. Harper being played by Barros. Mason with the pick. Ewing stripped by Fox.
It's a perfectly executed play until the fine defense by Fox.
Barros attempting the three-point shot. Last time the Knicks were here at the Fleet Center, Dana Barros 0 for 9 from downtown. Nice lead pass, but Harper could not convert. That 0 for 9 ended his NBA record of 89 straight games with at least one three-point field goal, ending in circus fashion in the final minutes of the game. Nice pull-up move by Hubert Davis, and the Knicks now lead 31-27. If the Knicks can beat the Celtics today, they will finish in the number 5 slot, which means the first round matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but the Cavaliers have the home court advantage. The steal by Barros, the three-point attack. And Wesley gets to the ball. Barros again for 3. Well, he missed his previous 2. And Dana saying to himself, why not? Keep shooting.
He's been playing with a lot of confidence lately, Marv, and making a number of threes as he's back in the picture for the Celtics.
Kick ball is called. They get the new 24. The Knicks now lead by 1 with 2 minutes, 2 seconds to go, first quarter.
Against New Jersey Friday night, that 5 for 5 from three-point range really showed how tough Barros can be when given room, as Patrick Ewing demonstrates the same quality.
And Ewing has hit 3 of 4 from the field. He has 10 points. The Knicks lead by 3. E. Brown isolated against Hubert Davis. Went to the crossover.
Good defense by Hubert if he denies the speedy D. Brown at baseline drive, which he was looking for.
Davis to the drive. And back comes Fox. Well, he tried to deliver to Burrow, and it was broken up.
Funny on that drive, it looked like Hubert Davis was keeping his options open, as he should, till the very end. And you know he was thinking pass as he drove, but all of a sudden he had a clear path, and he just put a little too much on that layup.
Here's Todd Day replacing Junior Burrow. Leads with 3 points. And now the Knicks look to make a substitution. Willie Anderson being waved on, replacing Patrick Ewing, who departs with 10 points. Wesley got the step. Oh, look out. Oh, accidentally, Wesley made contact with John Starks and apparently clipped him in the eye. And Knick trainer Mike Saunders out very quickly.
That has to be the absolute worst feeling in the world. You think your eyeball is out or something, you know. The immediate shock is just so much.
That was the Celtic team physician over to take a look. Oh. Wesley was trying to flick the ball out of the hand of Starks and accidentally made contact with his eye. And the Knicks now will take a timeout.
Another look at it now. John Starks facing Wesley and undergoing unbelievable pain and shock after that.
Assistant trainer Tim Walsh along with Mike Saunders. And John Starks is headed back to the Knicks locker room. And now says no, he's all right.
John looking for some blood.
Trying to work it out. Trying to blink his way out as he heads back to the bench. They were guiding him in the direction of the locker room, but he said, no, I'm all right. Minute 9 remaining in this first quarter. And the Knicks lead by 3. Once again, a look at the playoff scenario. If the Knicks win here against the Celtics, 5th place is theirs, and a matchup with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They would also gain the 5th spot if the Hawks lose tonight, and the Hawks and the Pistons win. Now, they would drop to 6th with a loss this afternoon to Boston and a Piston loss tonight to the Bucks and a Hawk win over Miami. The Knicks cannot drop to the number 7 slot.
What it really looks like certainly is that the Knicks will be facing the Cleveland Cavaliers later in the week. We've discussed the fact that the record says that they may be better off with Indiana as an opponent without Reggie Miller particularly, and the success over the Knicks by the Knicks over Indiana this year, but it looks like the Cavs.
And be it the Cavaliers or the Pacers facing the Knicks, we will be bringing you game 1 here on MSG. Thursday or Friday night, the MCS Canada Knicks game night preceding the game telecast. Charlie Ward has replaced John Starks. Starks was off to the good start, 3 of 4 from the field. They double up on Mason. Pops it out, broken up by Brown, but recovered. Anderson with the shot. Willie Anderson with his first field goal. Knicks by 5. Here's Brown again. The Knicks do not get back, and they got a break there. Harper slicing his way.
Out of sight drive by Derek Harper.
Look at that. The Celtics on the transition again beat the Knicks down court. Here's Fox. And the Knicks now lead 37-32. You know, John, you'd have to go back several years to see how poor the Knicks are on transition. I can't recall this in some time. They just do not get back.
Also, Marv, you're right about that, but also their lack of attention to boxing out, or at least putting their body, as Derek Harper once again just carves apart the interior so-called defense of the Celtics, but how the Knicks just do not put their bodies on their opponents, under their opponent's basket.
Final seconds of the first. Knicks lead by 7. Here's Brown for 3.
That's the end of the first.
So the Knicks with a 39-32 lead.
Caught confidently, but it's still bothering him, that's for sure. Meanwhile, Derek Harper has been tremendous the last couple of minutes with his ability to drive and penetrate and succeed around the basket. In transition, he has really bothered the Celtics. Also in that half-court offense, he's also driven around much younger players. like David Wesley.
Look at the Knicks shooting 16 of 22, 73% in the first quarter. Charlie Ward able to go glass to get the second quarter going, and the Knicks now lead 41-32.
Nice to see a player wisely use the backboard in those opportunities to jump shoot.
Here's Todd Day. A lengthy first quarter. The high number of personal fouls contributing to that. Both clubs going to the line as Davis continues the terrific Knicks shooting. Knicks and Celtics combined going to the line 15 times in the first quarter. Knicks 43 and the Celtics 34. Both clubs staying with the three-guard alignment. Shot clock at 7. Illegal defense called against the Knicks for the first time. So that is the warning, and the Celtics will get the new 24. Jeff Van Gundy in his 23rd game as head coach of the Knicks, taking over from Don Nelson. Record of 12 up and 10 down since taking over. Brown hits the three. At one point, with Jeff Van Gundy at the helm, the Knicks had won 11 of 17. But they have dropped 5 of the last 7 games. And the foul call. Foul committed by Todd Day.
What a confidence builder for Hubert Davis when he can beat his man off the dribble as he did. And he just couldn't do anything but continue going strong to the baseline and do that foul. D. Brown beaten badly by Hubert Davis.
The Knicks trying to make it 4 out of 4 this season over the Boston Celtics. Rick Fox 6 of 7 from the field. Look at the rest of the club. 8 for 23. Fast start by Fox, who sets the pick for Wesley. Fox being guarded now by Harper. Wesley guarded by Mason. Nicely done, but Fox could not put it down. Harper from Mason. Pretty setup by Derrick, collecting his second assist. Here are the Celtics moving right back on the transition. Day tried the three-point attempt. It's an unusual up-tempo appearance here by the Knicks. Harper with the air ball. They're being forced into the up-tempo style. And hitting their shots contributes. Barros not able to hit from downtown.
I think the Celtics are beginning to disintegrate, Marv, with their dependence and on the long-range jump shooting.
Well, sometimes having success from three-point range is not a good thing. It encourages a club to look for that shot even more so. And they were 12 for 18 the other day in the win over the Nets. 12 for 18 from three-point range.
Aha, perhaps you remember the term fool's goal.
Yes.
Which Mr. Riley used to mention when the Knicks started leaning on those threes.
Here is Harper with the shot clock running down, and Fox with the rebound. 2.5 gone by, second quarter. Wesley for 3, and they keep firing them up. And you can hear the reaction from the crowd. Ward's pass is broken up.
I think the crowd must be wondering too, how can Rick Fox play guard, forward, and center, and he's doing it right now. He's the big guy for the Celtics as they present a very, very small lineup to the Knicks.
The Yankees are back on top.
Lakeview Auto Sales and Service, Long Island's oldest single-point Mercedes-Benz dealer, is pleased to present the 1996 C-Class. As the most price-competitive dealer in the New York metro area, the C-Class is truly affordable Mercedes-Benz luxury, starting at just $29,900. With every visit to Lakeview, you'll experience the benefits of award-winning sales and service departments. Lakeview Auto Sales and Service in Rockville Center, where customer satisfaction is a reality, not a perception.
I've been thinking about it for a long time. I knew earning a master's would help my career.
With a job, my family, how could I finish college?
I barely had time for myself.
CW Post offered me the intelligent solution.
Excellent academics, flexible schedules.
Designed for people with busy lives.
Classes are small, and the professors really know me.
It's the education I've always wanted.
I'm glad I came to Post.
The choice is clear. CW Post, Long Island University.
Tom Rice Buick GMC truck of Huntington, home of the famous Tom Rice Price Twice, is Long Island's hot car and truck headquarters. So you'll save big dollars on all the hottest cars in America. What's a hot car? How about a Buick Park Avenue or the Buick LeSabre Custom? Family Circle's Car of the Year and Best Overall Large Car Value. Or the Century, the Regal, Skylark, Roadmaster. Now, we're talking hot cars.
Rice Buick, you get the Tom Rice price. Tom Rice Buick.
And GMC truck.
Well, we want you to know that a very limited number of tickets for the Knicks' first 2 home playoff games will go on sale at the Madison Square box office or by phoning Ticketmaster at 212-307-7171 at 10 a.m. on Monday, April 22nd.
Well, Gary Grant celebrating his 31st birthday. Getting some playing time and hitting on his first attempt.
That's what Gary does, Marv.
And John, I know those in the lingo who hang around the Garden on a regular basis refer to the box office as the Madison Square box office rather than Madison Square Garden box office.
Thank you so much for pointing that out.
8.5 remaining in the first half. Knicks with their biggest lead of the game. Todd Day. Celtics 39. Jeff Van Gundy going now with Gary Grant, Charlie Ward, Willie Anderson, Hubert Davis, and Anthony Mason. So Mason is the big man. Celtics don't mind this either because they've had a number of injuries plus foul trouble to Purvis Ellison, who's on the bench with 3 fouls. Barros off the turnover, feeding Minor. It counts and the foul. So Minor will go to the line looking for a 3-point play.
During the last Knicks possession, John Starks working with one eye, playing assistant to the assistant coaches.
7-point Knick lead. Open shot for Davis. And the Knicks are now 22 of 30 from the field.
Hubert Davis really moving well without the ball, setting himself up for his teammates to find him.
Exceptional shooting by the Knicks here in the first half. A 3 for Barros. The Knicks lead by 6. Strong move. Charlie Ward with his second field goal. John, do you get the feeling that neither club is particularly interested in the defensive end of the floor?
It appears that way, Marv. Same thing lately with the Knicks, too. They've been getting into these offensive focuses more than defense.
So Todd Day cuts it to a 6-point Knick lead. Gary Grant being played by D. Brown. And Grant takes it to the basket, coming up short. He thought he was fouled. Here's Fox accelerating, and he was fouled.
Boy, that looked offensive, though, from Mason's viewpoint. I can see why he feels that way. Fox really leaned into him.
Foul committed, though, by Anderson.
There's a look at Fox coming down, and he just appears that he leaned into him. The different angle that we showed you there makes it look less dramatic than it looked from the other end.
Rick Fox with a solid first half. Here's Patrick Ewing making his return. Anthony Mason sitting down. 14 points for Fox. So the Knicks now lead 52-48. John Starks applying the ice to that injured eye. Foul is called. Fox tried to step away, try to sucker Ewing into the contact, and he picks up the foul.
Well, Fox at 6'7" is in a killer matchup, and he's the victim here as Ewing gracefully avoids stepping on him.
Second foul committed by Fox. Ewing.
There's Todd Day, who came over to interrupt Ewing's attempt.
And Day at the other end hits the three. So the Celtics, trailing by as many as 11, have cut it to 1. Halfway through the second quarter, the Knicks 52 and the Celtics 51. 10-2 run by Boston. The Knicks opening up with 39 points in the first quarter. Willie Anderson, 39 points, represents their most in a quarter since April 6th in Toronto, when the Knicks had a 45-point fourth quarter against the Raptors. Minor putting the move on Ewing. Minor kept alive. Here's Day. Look away pass for Brown. And Brown fouled. Brown enjoyed that pass.
People in this city are used to seeing good passing, and it hasn't happened that much in recent times since Larry Bird left Boston. But here's one they appreciated. Compliments of Todd Day.
Foul on Ewing, his second, and D. Brown to the line.
D. Brown, the captain of this team, seems to have gotten in his situation in much better graces now, and 2 months ago it appeared like he was going to be gone as soon as they could make a deal. Now that position has softened, and Brown has also softened his own position about being a Celtic. He likes it here.
Charlie Ward with a deft touch for his third field goal. The Knicks 56 and the Celtics 53. Here is Minor. Celtics wasting little time with the 24. They're popping from all angles and quickly. Knicks by 1. The only big man on the floor for the Knicks is Patrick Ewing. Grant for 3. Gary Grant enjoying his 31st birthday. Knicks lead 59-55. Just under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Day lost it. Grant with the save, but stepped out. Stepped on the baseline. Has some repairs to take care of.
He takes the opportunity to tie his shoelaces while he's down there. Double knotted, Gary. It won't happen again.
Once again, the excellent advice from Johnny Hoops. Davis off the dribble and takes it all the way. Ewing with the rebound. Good play by Fox to break it up. It'll be Nick Ball. Great hustle by Rick Fox. But Rick was shaken up, landing on his right arm.
There's Rick with a great effort. Ewing getting that basketball, challenged by Fox. Ball goes out of bounds. Knicks still get it, though.
Ewing.
Oh, Fox made a great recovery, though, and blocked that shot, but the official saw some contact. Ball moving around. All of a sudden, Ewing in unbelievable position. Appeared to be an easy layup for him, but Fox challenged him strong.
Fox with his third foul. 3 apiece on Fox and Ellison. Ellison sat down early after picking up 3. And here is Junior Burrow replacing Rick Fox. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. But leaves after picking up his third. So the Knicks now lead 61-55. If the Knicks win here this afternoon, they will face the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round of the playoffs. The Cavaliers earning the home court advantage in the number 4 slot. A 3-pointer. And a bounce. the Knicks lead is now 3. Marv Albert, John Andres from the Fleet Center in Boston on this final day of the regular season. Anderson put on the line, a 2-point attempt. Ward had the tip. Ward on the recovery. Ewing. Beautiful sequence for Charlie Ward.
Charlie beat 3 Celtics to that basketball. What a play by him.
The Knicks by 5 as we approach 3 minutes to go in the first half. Wesley gets it to Day. Day again. And back comes Ward. Here's Grant firing. And Ward slapped it away from Minor. And here's Ward sensing the opening and draws the foul. Charlie Ward with some inspirational play here, and he'll go to the line being congratulated by teammates, but first a timeout is taken.
So,
well, that was great. It was really great.
Yeah, that was great. I'll call you.
If you want to.
I have your number.
Yeah, you wrote it on your hand.
Well, it's great meeting you.
Yeah, I'm glad she set us up.
I'll call you sometime.
That would be nice.
Great.
Great. Bye. Oh.
Bye.
Yeah.
If you passionately believe in what you're doing, you can achieve almost anything in life. We can have an idea in the bath in the morning and have it up and working by the afternoon. We like to think of Virgin as a flexible company, and I think American Express is very flexible as well. You can use the card to buy a CD, or you can use it to go off on a travel around the world.
Spring fever, when a person's fancy turns to thoughts of a new car. Get a Toyota Corolla at your Spring Fever sales event. This month, get a low $189 monthly spring lease payment. Check out the special Tercel Black Hawk Edition. Buy or lease a Tercel and get $500 cash back. But hurry, it all ends April 30th. Ah, spring.
Knicks are getting some inspirational play from Charlie Ward off the bench. Charlie working very hard around the basket, taking on 3 Celtics, setting up Patrick Ewing for the finish. Charlie has been all over the court, challenging every opportunity, getting things to go his way, drawing fouls and hustling very hard. You don't have to be hitting your shots from game to game, but if you bring that kind of effort, you can make an impact, as Charlie has.
Charlie Ward, 3 of 3 from the field. He has 5 rebounds, 2 assists. The Knicks lead 64-58. They've led by as many as 11. 2:45 remaining in the first half. Wesley guarded by Ward. Charlie looking to poke the ball away. And Ewing on the Burrow miss.
It's so annoying to play against a player like Charlie Ward, and Harper too. You know, when you get the ball and all of a sudden you're being attacked with the hands coming at you.
Ward passing on the 3 to find Ewing. Minor. Got it knocked away by Harper. Here's Barros. Ewing went for the fake, hit the deck. Basket won't count. Offensive foul. Illegal pick called on the Celtics. John Burrow.
Penetrating move here inside. Ewing hits the floor.
The Knicks with the ball and a 6-point lead. Mason getting position. It counts and the foul. And for the Knicks, 66 points represents their highest total for actually a 1 away from their highest total of the season for the first half. They scored 67 April 6th in Toronto, and you are looking at the 360-pound, 7'2" Thomas Hamilton.
You just want to stay out of his way. I mean, I'm surprised, actually surprised that they would put down 360. You want to put down like 310, you know?
Now that would be a dent on their credibility, John.
Who would challenge it? What's the difference between 310 and 360?
Thomas Hamilton has played sparingly in recent weeks. He's from the University of Pittsburgh. He's going at Ewing and is rejected. You know, he wanted to score on Ewing, something to build on over the summer. But the idea oh, there is Hamilton laying it home.
Boy, if there's a doctor in the house, Marv, he's got to think this is not good.
Thomas Hamilton did not play college ball. He committed to the University of Pittsburgh, but then returned to his hometown of Chicago. Illegal pick, the call. Went to the Raptors training camp. Davis called on the foul. Raptors dropped him back in October. He was a high school teammate of Rashard Griffith, who was drafted by Milwaukee. And John, as I recall, as Todd Day fires one up. He was seen in the fine documentary Hoop Dreams back in his college, rather his high school days in Chicago. Hubert Davis extending to a 69-60 lead, and that now represents the most points scored by the Knicks this season in a first half. We're down to 40 seconds to go in the half. I like the quote from Celtic officials that they are going to put Hamilton on an extensive training program this summer.
He's going to have to want it.
What a surprise.
He's going to have to want it bad, boy, because it just looks like it's an unhealthy situation to have him running up and down the court at this pace.
And John Starks, who took a poke in the eye earlier this first half, is back on the floor, although still trying to work it out. You can see the right eye blinking. John trying to shake it off.
I think Patrick Ewing has been miniaturized, Marv, looking at him standing next to Hamilton.
69-61. You know, when Patrick Ewing entered the NBA, he was considered one of the bigger guys in the league. Then comes Manute Bol and George Burasan, and here is Thomas Hamilton. Day on the interception. ML Carr saying hold for one, which is quite a switch to the Boston Celtics. Final seconds of the half. Wesley with block. Starks trying to beat the clock and fires it up. So, halftime here in Boston. And the Knicks with a 69-62 lead on the Celtics. If they can hold on and win, they will secure the #5 spot in the Eastern Conference, which means a first-round matchup with the Cavaliers. We'll be right back. Ewing with the step on Conley.
Foot Locker is a proud sponsor of New York Knicks basketball on MSG Network.
Everyone's worst nightmare, the breakdown. We're on the move. Motorworks, the engine specialists, will restore your car's dependability. America's largest chain of engine replacement centers with over 90 locations nationwide. Motorworks, written up nationwide, is your first choice in installation centers. When it comes to engines, just say Motorworks. Call 1-800-NEW-MOTOR. 1-800-NEW-MOTOR.
My parents were arrested.
Ahead to the offseason. First quarter, Britt Price dishes to Juwan Howard, who slams it over Dennis Rodman. 11-10 Bullets. Howard slaps 5 with some fans, and Chris Webber as well. Bulls come back. Michael Jordan goes baseline for the pretty reverse layup. 12-11 Bulls. Second quarter, Judd Buechler playing down the middle and skying for the jam. 41-31 Bulls. And take a second look. Buechler straight to the hole. But The Bullets lead at 52-51 right now at halftime. Day 2 of the NFL draft, starting with round number 4, and in the 4th round, the Jets without a pick, while the Giants, with their 4th selection, they take Florida State quarterback Danny Cannell. Now, in the 5th round, the Jets select Marcus Coleman, a defensive back out of Texas Tech, and the Giants, they did not have a 5th round pick. Now, the highest drafted local player, Rutgers tight end Marco Battaglia, who was selected in the 2nd round by the Cincinnati Bengals. And last night out in Howard Beach, Queens, they were certainly celebrating because Battaglia got the call from the Bengals, the 39th overall pick, and that just erupted a celebration.
And I sat here with my boys, and I just tried to relax. And I was relaxed for the first 20 picks. It took forever. And then, you know, you get down to the late 1st round, and, you know, you heard your name there possibly. And, you know, if it was meant to be, it was going to happen. But it wasn't meant to be. And I dropped down, you know, 2nd round. So I said, all right, you know, that's what everyone was saying anyway. Coach Shula called me up. He said, we're taking you in 2 minutes. He goes, go watch it on ESPN, and we'll give you a call back after that. So I just said, okay, thanks. You know, Coach, I appreciate this, and I can't wait to get out there.
So Marco Battaglia with Jeff Blake at quarterback, Carl Pickens at wide receiver, and Darnay Scott. A nice offense developing for the Bengals with the addition of Marco Battaglia. Major League Baseball now. Mets wrapping up a 3-game series with the Colorado Rockies. They're trying to start a winning streak of their own as they snapped a 3-game losing streak yesterday with the win. And right now in the top of the 3rd inning, no score from Shea Stadium. In the American League, Kenny Rogers will get his long-awaited first start for the New York Yankees as the Yankees try to win their 2nd straight game over the Minnesota Twins. That game being played at the Metrodome in Minnesota. And right now in the top of the 1st, there is no score. And coming up next, we will have more on the MSG Sports Desk. We're at halftime of the Knicks Boston Celtics finale. Coming up. Stay with us.
As the official airline of the 1996 Olympic Games, Delta has created an event just for business travelers, the International Dash. With 4,900 daily flights to 300 cities, we'll fly you to the business world with a schedule that's as full as yours. And we don't do it so we can finish first. We do it so you can. Delta Airlines.
Nobody does it.
Hi, Keith from Minolta on the show.
This Minolta Compact can't zoom to 140 millimeters? I lied.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
Buy the 70EX and you've joined Club Minolta.
Gravity by Foot Locker. Of all the laws of nature, you are my least favorite.
It's not your fault you exist, but gravity.
You are no friend of mine. You do not belong in my house. Though you show up every morning. I defy you, Gravity. You are not my obstacle.
That grin you see, that's me knowing I will beat you.
If only for an instant. Even if it's just for an instant. Foot Locker, where it all begins and gravity ends.
While a brother may be hard to propel, the Hoover Power Drive is self-propelled, making cleaning so easy, even a brother.
Any 96 Dodge Intrepid ES, $20 down, $189 a month.
You cannot do better than Becker. Becker Chevrolet Dodge of Island Park. Easy to get to, hard to beat.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
I never thought choosing a college could be so tough.
It's her first year away. We wanted a school with an excellent academic reputation, small classes.
A place she'd feel safe and comfortable living.
We decided to visit CW Post. The advisors were great. There were so many majors to choose from.
We discussed financial aid. They really helped us make the right decisions.
The campus was just spectacular.
Choosing was easy. I'm coming to Post.
The choice is clear. CW Post, Long Island University.
Some of our announcers' clothing is furnished by Harry Ellis Menswear.
Back at the Fleet Center in Boston, the Knicks with a 69-62 lead on the Celtics. A look at the leading scorers brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. There's only one Jeep, only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. The Knicks at 64% from the field, led by Patrick Ewing, 14 points on 4 of 8, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Anthony Mason in his 20 minutes, 4 for 4 from the field, 12 points in all, 9 for Davis, 8 for Harper. Charlie Ward playing a role in the first half with 7 points. For the Boston Celtics, Rick Fox had the hot hand in his 20 minutes, 6 of 8 for 15 points, although he does have 3 fouls. Wesley with 10, 9 apiece for Barros, Day, and Minor. And as we have been discussing right throughout the first half, not much at the defensive end for either club.
No, that's the focus the Knicks have to put on now. The Celtics have only had 3 turnovers in the first half, and the Knicks have got to go to work and start defending them in transition. Has to be the big subject. They can get whatever they want on offense, but they've got to start thinking defense, particularly for what's coming later this week.
And yes, has to be a major concern with the playoffs approaching. A look at halftime highlights brought to you by Minolta, the official camera of the Garden.
Celtics with a nice pick and roll play, and Rick Fox with a spectacular move in the first half. That turned into a 3-point play. And Barrow sending up after a steal, a turnover by the Knicks with another shot opportunity. And Barrows, who has been red hot of late, comes through with another 3-point shot. Charlie Ward did a spectacular thing late in the game with that rebound, beating 3 Celtics to the loose ball and then setting up Patrick Ewing. And Derek Harper earlier in the game was slicing, cutting through whatever defense the Boston Celtics put up.
So the Knicks by 7 as we head to the third quarter. We'll be back in Boston in a moment.
Order, full motion MPEG hardware, 2 21-inch monitors, video capture.
Mobile Super Plus Detergent Gasoline. Mobile, how can we help you? Buy the New York Times. Read what you like. Buy Coca-Cola. Always jammin', always Coca-Cola. And buy your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers.
We are back in Boston. The Knicks trying to make it 15 straight against the Celtics. And a win would secure the number 5 spot of the Eastern Conference. A look at the Toyota matchup. And both Patrick Ewing and Rick Fox have had a good first half.
Yes, Rick Fox started out tremendous with his shooting, and then he cooled down. With Ellison getting 3 fouls early, Fox had to play a big man's role throughout.
And at times it was Fox defending against Ewing. Purvis Ellison is back on the floor. He sat down early after picking up 3 fouls, played only 8 minutes in the first half. Kickball gives the Knicks a new 24. Harper and Starks in the backcourt. John Starks with his first shot attempt since making his return. Took that hit in the eye in the second quarter. Here's Minor. Foul. Ewing came over to help. And Greg Minor will go to the line. Greg Minor in his second season out of Louisville. Drafted by the LA Clippers in the first round, then dealt to Indiana. Here's a look at the injury suffered by John Starks. David Wesley trying to poke the ball away. Inadvertently caught Starks in the eye.
John went down for quite a while, then came up and was headed to the locker room, and reversed his field, came back to the bench, applied ice to his eye for most of the half then, and it still certainly appears that John Starks has an eye that's affected somewhat by that terrible blow.
The Knicks shooting 64% from the field in the first half, 28 of 44, while the Celtics at 43%. Illegal defense, the call against Boston. And that is the first time that they have been hit. So it's the warning. And yet another 24 for the Knicks.
ML Carr, a happy ML Carr, particularly if he read today's papers with the Celtics owner saying nice things about him, Paul Gaston, saying considering the injuries and the level of talent, we feel that ML's done a good job.
Perhaps a happy ML Carr with the season concluding as Mason is able to get inside, and the Knicks now lead 71-64. Celtics come in at 33-48. They have won their last 2 games, and they come off a win over the Nets on Friday night. Fox back into three-point territory. 18 for Fox, and the Knicks lead is down to 4.
You know, there is an assumption of Knicks' victory here, having won 14 in a row and dominating the Celtics here for 8 straight times. However, the Knicks have entered a shooting contest, and they should start thinking about defense even more seriously now, because they just can't depend on out-shooting the Celtics today.
And this is a Celtic team that has been hard hit by injuries without Dino Radja, Eric Montross, the good-looking rookie Eric Williams, pushing foul on Burrow. And that is his third. There's Eric Montross, second-year man from North Carolina, '1 draft pick last season.
Ewing burned him earlier this season for 37 points.
J.R. Reed. Nice move around Junior Burrow.
Interesting, Marv, when you think, you know, the big guy out there, Montross couldn't handle Ewing, but yet he's a big, strong guy. Ewing went crazy. Now, Ewing isn't really facing anywhere near that kind of size today, and the Knicks haven't established him as the force he was in the prior visit against seemingly much inferior defense.
Well, the step-back move for the jump shot by David Wesley. He has 12 points. The Knicks now lead 73-69. Starks using the screen. John Starks from downtown, and the Knicks lead by 7. 9 points for Starks. 3 minutes in, third quarter. Good play by Ewing to break it up. Knicks have a 3-on-2. Here's Ewing off the dribble, and he was fouled. Fouled by Wesley.
Harper fell into the trap of giving the ball to the man who was in the best position. However, 7-foot Ewing out high had to execute a couple of dribbles before he could get to the basket. Good team play here on the double team. Ewing deflecting that basketball. Harper giving Patrick the ball, but Patrick had to go that extra dribble, and that was a problem.
And Ewing is now 7 of 8 at the foul line. Celtics have done it with a 3-point shot, 9 of 16 from downtown.
Excellent call.
And excellent call, said Derek Harper, congratulating Tommy Nunes on the call that one of the Celtics stepped into the lane too quickly. Excellent call, said Derek.
And then the diplomatic Nunes goes over to ML Carr and explains the call. And I'm sure ML thought that was excellent also.
Purvis Ellison did not think it was excellent. He was the man who was detected as stepping in too quickly. The hesitation move on the release by Ewing. Ewing and Mason causing many of these situations. So the Knicks now lead 78-69. Ellison working hard for the shot. Ewing got a piece of it. Mason. Fox tried to draw the foul. Nice play. Ellison came over to help.
I was distracted by J.R. Reed's play-by-play as Mason got the ball. It was spoken to by J.R. Reed from the other side of the lane. Like a baseball field, you know, you can hear the guys encouraging each other.
3-second violation. Well, J.R.'s voice certainly cuts through. Our MSG Network microphones very strategically placed. Ewing putting the move on Fox. And then fouled by Burrow. That's 4 on Burrow.
Burrow went down for the count.
13 foul committed by the Celtics. Todd Day comes on. And he replaces Junior Burrow. He's with 3 points. Once again, Ewing at the line.
Todd Day had a remarkable performance last Wednesday in a win against Washington. He had 28 points, Marv, but 23 of them came in the fourth quarter when he hit 5 out of 6 3-point range.
Todd Day acquired from Milwaukee in that deal involving Sherman Douglas in his 4th season. Out of Arkansas, I think more expected of Todd Day in his NBA career. Foul against the Knicks. Fox on the drive. Foul on Mason. That is his second. And the Knicks' second team foul. It is called a non-shooting affair. Day will put it in play.
Come through.
Fox putting the spin on Reed. Well, from one former Tar Heel to another.
Just a beautiful move by Fox.
The Knicks lead is 9, 7.5 remaining, third quarter. J.R. Reed trying to return the favor. Day shooting. It's a 3 for Day, and the Knicks now lead by 6. They have led by as many as 11. Knicks with Ewing, Mason, and Reed up front. Harper and Starks in the backcourt. Here's Mason. Oh, that was too easy. Saw the opening, took advantage.
He's so efficient, too. He just senses what he can get done and moves so quickly.
And that last touch by the Celtics. Timeout called by ML Carr. 6:46 to go in the third.
Start this season in the comfort and security of a new Jimmy. And to make you feel even more secure, you'll receive 6 months worth of quality Exxon gasoline with its most advanced clean engine formula ever. Just buy or lease any new Jimmy before April 28th. And when you top it off with 6 months worth of Exxon gasoline, you'll agree this is the event of the season. But hurry, because like all seasons, this offer must end. Now lease for $2.99 a month and $13.99 down with a $500 lease loyalty deductible.
He wouldn't give up until he found a way to win back his honor. Jean-Claude Van Damme. The Quest, rated PG-13, starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Welcome back to Boston. 6:46 to go, third quarter. Now check this out with our microphones, as I mentioned, strategically placed. You'll hear the encouraging words of J.R. Reed. Take a listen.
Go base, go work. Boston up there. Go.
And of course, JR with that Lou Rawls style and sound, so the voice cuts through.
Kind of like Gomez go to work. And that's what he did.
Knicks lead 82-74. Starks stripped. Good play. Wesley took it away. Here's Day. Todd Day for Purvis Ellison. And the Knicks lead is now 6. If the Knicks can hold on and win here today, they will lock up the number 5 spot in the Eastern Conference, which means the first round matchup against the Cavaliers. Reed had his head turned, not expecting the pass. He thought Ewing was going to take the
Yes,
shot.
Patrick was going up very comfortably for the jump shot and then saw Reed with unbelievable position, but unfortunately it was his back that he hit.
Barros and Wesley now in the backcourt. Ellison with Fox and Day up front. Here's Wesley for three. The Celtics continue to hit the three. 11 of 19 from downtown, and they have moved within 3 of the Knicks. 5.5 left, third quarter. Ewing. It's a goaltend. The basket counts. So the Knicks now lead 84-79.
Ewing getting the ball in good position. And you can see as he goes up for that shot, Todd Day knocks it away.
Ewing with 20. 10 points, 10 of the 20 here in the third for Ewing. And Ewing involved down low with Ellison. And that is number 4 on Ellison.
Ellison complaining because Ewing did the punishing. Ewing came down court, spread his arms out, and the contact occurred then.
Purvis Ellison not able to get himself a game here this afternoon. Mason slapped away. Good play by Fox. Barros for Fox. And Fox with the spinning jump shot once again.
Well played. He ended up taking a bad shot.
Ewing, yes. Was played by Starks to find Ewing. And Patrick with 22 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 10 of 11 at the line. Knicks 86 and the Celtics 79. And Wesley's pass carried out of bounds. The Knicks will take over. ML Carr watching a three-point festival on the part of the Celtics from two-point range, only 17 of 42. Here's another three-point attempt. They are now 11 of 20 from three-point range. Just under 4 minutes to go in the third. Harper, yes. Derek Harper off the spin. He has 10 points, and the Knicks lead 88-79.
Derek certainly showing no fatigue at the end of this long season.
Ewing came over to help. Ewing defensively has picked it up here in the third quarter. A number of outstanding plays. Starks, yes, a three for Starks, and the Knicks now lead 91-79, and that leads to a Boston timeout. Biggest lead of the game. 3:22 to go, third quarter. Starks with Jordan chasing.
This year, be as loyal as you have to them.
Ewing with an aggressive attempt to take that ball from Ellison, who was posted high.
And here's Fox for three. Rick Fox adding another three-pointer. And Boston 12 of 21 from downtown. Knicks now lead 91-82.
Get him up! Go!
Ewing, yes. Patrick Ewing with 24 points.
Knicks going to Ewing, and you can just see his game rising now the more he handles the ball.
Wesley firing away. Celtics not using much of the 24-second clock. Here's Reed, J.R. Reed beating the Celtics down court, and a good look once again from John Starks, who collects his 4th assist. So the Knicks have a 13-point lead as they gun for their 14th straight win over the Celtics, trying to make it, I should say 15th straight win, trying to make it 9 straight here in Boston. The Knicks, the only team in NBA history to defeat the Celtics as many as 14 in a row. Milwaukee and Chicago have done it 11 straight times.
You go back to the days of Bird and the big boys here at the Celtic helm for all those years. That number was reversed. It was so difficult for the Knicks to win in Boston for such a long period of time.
Todd Day just did beat the 24. 11-point Knick lead. Here's Reed wheeling his way. J.R. Reed with his 5th field goal. He has 10 points. Minute and a half left in the first half. Again, the Knicks up by 13 to match their biggest lead of the game. Dee Brown getting himself into trouble, but ball deflected out by the Knicks. Hubert Davis replacing J.R. Reed. So the Knicks back to a 3-guard alignment. The Knicks continuing the extraordinary shooting at 66% from the field. 39 of 59. Shot clock at 6. Todd Day just did beat the 24. Here's Curtis Ellison. Only his 2nd field goal. Mason able to make the catch and draws the foul. John Starks right on target. Mason will go to the line.
As usual, it's more fun throwing the pass than it is getting the shot. And John Starks shows that as he turns around up court with a big smile. Ellison with a nice move, very deceptively done. And Starks sees Mason all alone, gets him that basketball. These are the kind of games, like the Raptors games have been for the Knicks, where they developed a camaraderie that you don't see in other games. There's a lot of patting on the back. It has a very important effect on the Knicks game like this if they can keep rolling now through the 4th quarter in this manner.
However, a different story in the playoffs against a club like the Cleveland Cavaliers, where you have to have the discipline. You have to be very, very patient. 4 on the shot clock. 22nd timeout is taken by the Celtics with 42 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Ewing 7 of 11. Mason is 7 of 8. Reed 5 of 7. Starks 5 of 8. Harper 5 for 10. Davis 4 of 6. And they are just under 67% from the field.
Charles Oakley, present here today, has gotten the news that he will be wearing the mask for the playoffs, which he initially rejected, said he wouldn't do it. And then Jeff Van Gundy, very concerned about his own safety, said if he doesn't, he's not going to play. So Charles has bought the coach's decision, and the Knicks are anxiously awaiting his presence in practice tomorrow. And then the playoffs, of course, later in the week. And his presence, his arrival, will be greatly appreciated and needed desperately by the Knicks, because the subject will be defense in the coming days.
And the ball back to the Knicks with 40 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. The Knicks have a 14-point lead. Harper. Celtics stepped away.
He stopped. He looked like he was going to pass the ball, and it turned out to be a great move. And it certainly didn't take very much.
Oh, Thomas Hamilton is back on the floor. 7'2", 360 pounds. Illegal defense called on the Knicks for the 2nd time. Can you imagine running into a screen set by Thomas Hamilton?
Actually, Marv, you could disappear if it was right. If you hit him just right, may be able to hide.
So a technical foul converted by Barros with 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
So you think 360 pounds is a lot for an NBA player, huh?
Well, they are being very generous also with that estimate.
Are you suggesting it could be closer to 400?
Oh, yes. Final seconds of the quarter. Wesley. Hamilton.
A happy reaction.
Well, Thomas enjoys being out on the floor. After 3, 15-point Knick lead.
Energizer brand batteries from Nobody Beats the Wiz.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by the New York State Lottery. Play Lotto and you could win millions of dollars. Hey, you never know. By your Tri-State GMC truck dealers, the strength of experience. And by Payne Weber. When you invest with Payne Weber, you invest with more intelligence.
Back in Boston, Marv Albert, John Andres. Fourth quarter underway, and the Knicks lead the Celtics 102-87. For entertainment value, Thomas Hamilton remaining on the floor and coming up with the air ball. So the Knicks get it back. The Knicks shooting 67%, 41 for 61. Charlie Ward back on the floor, played very well back in the second quarter. Ward with Davis and Starks. Here's Starks. Everything is falling for the Knicks. And they have extended to their biggest lead of the afternoon. 17-point margin. Here is D. Brown for 3. Whoa, way off.
Celtics are in a situation now, even with Big Hamilton out there, they're exclusively a jump shooting team now, or a driving team. There's just no inside target for them to go to offensively.
Mason had it knocked away, but last touch by Wesley. Rick Fox checking back in. 9 on the shot clock. And here's Junior Burrow returning. Hamilton departs, as does Barros. Mason guarded by Fox. Open shot for Ward. Todd Day for 3. Fox with the hustle rebound. Boston is now 12 of 24 from downtown. Here's Davis. Gilbert Davis with a 2-point field goal, and the Knicks lead 106-87. Boston Celtics may be on their way, though, to establishing a new team record for most made three-pointers in a game. Ward on the foul. They have 12. The team record is 13, which has been set this season. Rick Miner back for Todd Day.
Remember the days of Chris Ford here as the coach of the Celtics, who frowned on the three-point shooting efforts. Didn't encourage that style of play. Kind of ironic too, Marvin, that he was the first NBA player to make a 3 when that was instituted.
D. Brown, only a second field goal. Well, with Larry Bird winding down his career, and then eventually departing. Not too many three-point threats on this Boston roster. So Ford moved away from it. Even when Bird was here, he was not in favor of the 3. Burrow, good play by Starks, got a piece of it, and the outlet is thrown away, so the ball back to the Celtics. 9.5 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks have mounted up the big lead, 106-89. Off a sensational shooting game. Knicks now at 66% from the field. Here is Brown on a quick release. And Jeff Van Gundy calling for time. The Knicks by 15. Will be right back.
End of today's proceedings.
Good hustle by Burrow, looking for the steal, and then it is broken up by Miner. It will be Nick Ball with 14 on the shot clock. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Incredible shooting performance by the Knicks. Anthony Mason adding to that. The Knicks with 13 of 17 from the field in the third quarter. And they now lead 108-91. Minor backing his way. And the Knicks get it back.
Charlie Ward working it up court under pressure. Charlie getting a good run here today.
Starks. John Starks with the baseline move going right at Rick Fox. And the Knicks now lead 110-91.
Rick Fox very disappointed he didn't get a charging call on John Starks. Minor. And a foul is called. Knicks want the offensive foul. It is on Ewing. For Ewing, number 4. And Minor to the line. Marv, the Celtics made an announcement reflected in today's papers that next season they will not raise the ticket prices here in the new Fleet Center. Naturally, they're hoping that they would be able to with a much better effort. It appears that way anyway, but this brand new arena will cost the fans here the same, which I think is a wise move.
Yes, I don't think it would have been well accepted. Starks. And he was bottled up. John Starks. Hit by Rick Fox. And the Fox is number 4. Well, Robert Shapiro, Alan Dershowitz on hand. And John, with the way things have gone here on the court, you might say the defense rests.
Funny to see those guys quietly sitting.
Did you want them to be screaming at somebody?
Well, I'm used to seeing them, you know, speaking and denying or being very forceful.
Now, when you're at another event aside from a basketball game, do people think that you should be analyzing?
Oh, yes, they do. And I like it or not. Oh, there they go. They're discussing something and appear to be agreeing, Marv. Seize the moment.
Burrow with the offensive rebound. 24-second violation. And the Knicks get it back. They are up 110-93.
I wonder if those tickets from Mr. Dershowitz comes from Harvard University. There'll be a little connection up here. Law professor there, and maybe Harvard has some season tickets here.
John, are you building a story out of nowhere? Minor able to hit.
Somehow I can't see two prominent guys like that standing on line waiting for tickets outside.
And the ball back to the Celtics.
Is that Larry Bird, Mark? That's the Larry Bird Memorial position that Purvis Ellison is enjoying right now.
Well, Purvis bothered by a bad back. In fact, sat out the game against the Nets, the Celtics' previous game. So trying to rest the lower back. Ward able to break it up. And then kicked out by Ewing. 6 on the shot clock. Now they make an adjustment. Now the clock showing 24 seconds remaining, and Leroy Richardson over to the scorer's table. Now they put 5 on the clock. We're down to 6:37 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks are up 110-95 as they gun for their 15th straight win over the Celtics, trying to make it 9 straight in Boston.
Rick Fox quickly got inside of Anthony Mason in that inbounding situation for the Celtics.
Mason on the foul. When you look at the 8 straight wins by the Knicks in Boston, 7 took place at the Boston Garden, 1 here at the Fleet Center earlier this season. After after snapping that 23-game regular season losing streak. The last Knick loss in Boston, April of '92, and that was loss number 23 in that streak. So the Knicks lead 110-97. Ewing lost it. Here comes Minor. Three-point attempt for Wesley.
Once the jump shooting effectiveness has ceased here in the second half quite a bit for the Celtics, their offensive game has dwindled.
Boston 12 of 25 now from three-point range. Harper. That's a two. Put on the line, and the Knicks now lead 112-97. Eric Harper, 7 of 12 shooting. He has 14 points. 6 Knicks in double figures. Brown. Three-pointer for D. Brown, and for the Celtics, that is 13 three-pointers, which ties the franchise record. They are 13 of 26 from three-point range. Knick lead is now 12. Burrow with the steal. 3 on 2. Here's Brown. Burrow. It is a goaltend, so the basket counts, and the Celtics with a rally with 5:12 to go in the fourth quarter. They've cut it to 10.
Celtics continue to play hard. Burrow going up for the shot. And Harper now almost losing the basketball in offensive transition for the Knicks.
The Knicks have led by as many as 19. It's down to a 10-point lead. Crowd now getting behind the home club. Shot clock at 3. Down to 2. Mason just did beat the 24, causing the collision between Burrow and Minor, and Burrow comes up hobbling. Wesley blocked by Ward. Foul committed by Charlie Ward. And now a double foul being indicated.
Charlie Ward on a penetration. Mason on the finish, and a collision of all players.
Tommy Nunez saying a double foul, and they'll jump it up, and ML Carr is upset. D. Brown and Charlie Ward called on the double foul.
A rare play. You see Wesley creaming Charlie Ward on that play.
A charge and a block called simultaneously. Well, now the change, it's Wesley and Ward, not Brown. And the Knicks control the tip. 4.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Wesley knocking it aside, and it leads to a backcourt violation, but Jeff Van Gundy says, how can that be if the ball was knocked into the backcourt by the Celtic player? If it is deflected, it should not be a backcourt violation. And now Mason is called for the foul.
Look at that play now. Charlie Ward handling the ball. The ball goes off Ward's hand. The ball had not been controlled by Ward as that call was being made.
The Knicks lead 114-102 as we come up on 4 minutes to go. Fourth quarter. Fox. Ewing with the rebound. Patrick Ewing with his 13th rebound to go along with 24 points. Mason. Fox with a terrific play to knock it aside. Here's Wesley. And and he was fouled. Wesley will go to the line. Foul committed by Harper.
Fans here at the Fleet Center really supporting the hustle and determination and never give up attitude that the Celtics are presenting to the Knicks.
David Wesley, a 75% free throw shooter. So the Knicks now lead 114-103. Todd Day is back, replacing Junior Burrow. If the Knicks can hang on and win, they finish in the number 5 spot and will face the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round of the playoffs. But the Knicks, with their recent play, blowing the home court advantage. Substitute free throw awarded. Mason stepping in too quickly. The Knicks loses 4 of the last 5 games and 5 of the last 7. They could have had the number 4 spot wrapped up. But the Cleveland Cavaliers with a terrific finish. And now it is the Knicks that must win here today to finish 5th. A win against the Celtics would do it, or a Hawk loss tonight, or wins for both the Hawks and Pistons.
Celtics putting a lot of pressure on the Knicks now, who go with their big man Ewing, and there's no one to deal with him down low. It's only Rick Box.
Knicks 116 of the Celtics 104. Here's Brown. Well, that is three-pointer number 14, a new franchise record for the Celtics. 14 in a game, and again it's Ewing taking advantage. So the Knicks lead 118-107 with 3 minutes to go, 4th quarter. Davis knocked it aside and kicked out. Last touch by Wesley. It will be Knick ball, but first a timeout is taken.
So my little girl's getting married.
On Long Island's North Shore.
Central location.
A breathtaking circular driveway with huge marble columns.
With uniformed doormen.
My own grand lobby with a world-class Lucite piano.
A majestic spiral staircase.
With crystal chandeliers.
The food.
Prepared by European master chefs.
The service, French white glove.
A place as memorable as our first kiss.
The new Leonard's, simply elegant.
The East Hills Showroom.
Who's gonna get you the best automotive deal? It's East Hills. East Hills. Who's gonna get you in the right set of wheels? It's East Hills. East Hills. So for a Chevrolet or Geo, come and give us a try. 'Cause we don't wanna sell you, we'll just help you buy. It's East Hills. East Hills.
Now lease a loaded 4-wheel drive Blazer, just $289 a month.
At East Hills.
Everyone's worst nightmare, the breakdown. We're on the move. Motorworks, the engine specialists, will restore your car's dependability. America's largest chain of engine replacement centers with over 90 locations nationwide. Motorworks, written up nationwide, is your first choice in installation centers. When it comes to engines, just say Motorworks. Call 1-800-NEW-MOTOR. 1-800-NEW-MOTOR.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
Just under 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, and the Knicks lead the Celtics 118-107. Starks passing on the shot. Starks, yes. And the Knicks now lead 120-107. That was a 2-pointer, although Hopper calling for a 3, but Starks had the foot on the line. And the Knicks are 66.7% shooting. If they can maintain this pace, foul on Ewing, it would be the best shooting performance in the history of the Knick franchise. The highest field goal percentage for a Knick team on the road was back in November of '79 in a game at Utah, 65.2. The highest ever, 65.5 against Washington, December of '75. the season high this year against Toronto a week ago when they shot 59.8. So right now they are 66.7, the best shooting percentage ever. That's the highest of all time. So with 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, that is certainly in range. Foul is called. It's on Todd Day. Only the second team foul for the Celtics.
So basically, Marv, the Knicks have to make 2 out of their next 3 and 4 out of their next 6. That kind of thing, right?
Exactly. The Knicks have a 12-point lead, and now in no hurry, looking to use the clock. Ewing strip. And Wesley for 3. Rebounded by Davis. They try to trap Harper. They try to trap Davis. And foul called on Brown, grabbing Davis. So the next team foul will put the Celtics over the limit. That is the Knick percentage, 66.7. They are 50 of 75 from the field. Substitution for the Celtics, 7-footer Todd Munt has come on. In his 3rd NBA season from Delta State. Had a couple of shots with clubs. Well, that will help the percentage. Anthony Mason giving the Knicks a 122-108 lead. And the Knicks are now 67.1, John. So you carry out the fraction. Let me figure that out. Munt coming up short.
Very impressed that you had that little computer with you, Marv.
So if the Knicks go into a freeze the rest of the way, the all-time franchise record for best shooting performance is theirs. Timeout with 1:18 remaining in the 4th.
There are sure to be a few records set during the 1996 Olympic Games. And as the official airline, Delta has already set one. Of all U.S. airlines, only Delta flies smoke-free on every flight to every city worldwide. It's not something we did to win a gold medal. We did it so you could breathe a little easier. Delta Airlines.
Network, the Yankees take on the Kansas City Royals at 8 p.m. Pre-game coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. with AT&T Yankees scorecard.
Minute 18 remaining in this 4th quarter. The only question remaining: can the Knicks set a franchise record for best field goal percentage of all time? Brad Lohaus and Ron Grandison, a couple of former Celtics, have checked in for the Knicks. I say hold the ball, John.
I don't know, when Lohaus gets that ball, Marv, you know where it's going.
Shot clock at 5, and here is Ward for 3. Rebounded by Hamilton, and he pitches it down to Barros, overthrows. Let's see, the Knicks now on that miss by Ward are at 66.2. The record 65.5. And Charlie Ward blows the layup. And that puts them at 65.4. The record is 65.5. Charlie Ward missing on the last 2 shots. Of course, the Knicks have no knowledge of this. Starks on a 2-on-1 and blocked. And now it's going to be tough with 20 seconds to go. They're down to 64.6. For Grandison. Grandison not able to hit. Final seconds. The Knicks will win. Davis hits the three. It's still a season high in terms of shooting as the Knicks wind up at 63.8, but shy of the all-time team record as they win it 122-111.
Barb, the Knicks have definitely avoided the trap of fool's gold.
And the Knicks finish up in 5th place, so they will open the playoffs against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Knicks finish number 5 with a victory here in the final game of the regular season. We'll be right back.
With the reliability of the most powerful V8 in its class, full-time 4-wheel drive, anti-lock disc brakes, and dual airbags, think of the new Jeep Grand Cherokee as the calm during the storm.
Now get up to $1,150 in option values on Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo.
See the 4x4 of the year at your Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Your company is constantly changing, and with every change comes new needs. That's why MCS Canon provides adapting solutions and support to your business, no matter what size or shape you may be. Our wide range of advanced Canon office equipment and networking options makes MCS Canon the solutions leader. MCS Service and Canon Technology. Let us show you the possibilities.
I don't know how he's pulling this off. Our businesses are grossing about the same, and we're both looking at the same margins. So just when I think we're on an even playing field, he turns around and raises enough capital to develop an entirely new hull design. Who's he working with? What's he have that we don't have?
Payne Weber. Invest with more intelligence.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the dark.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint Sense rate isn't always a dime. In fact, it could be a quarter.
That puts a whole new light on things.
And on average, most people can save more with AT&T True Reach Savings than with Sprint Sense when they spend just $25 a month. So, what do you think?
I think I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
How to win $1,000 a week for life like Jeffrey Henderson. Step 1, scratch off and reveal the word life 3 times. Step 2, return to friendly agent and validate. Win for life. You keep living, we'll keep paying.
These days, trying to get on top of your financial situation is getting tougher and tougher. What you need is someone with experience and know-how. MetLife can help you get a grip on things and help you make sense of it all. Get Met. It pays.
Back in Boston, the Knicks have made it 15 straight wins over the Celtics. They finish at 47-35. The Celtics conclude matters at 33-49. And the Knicks, with the victory, finish in the number 5 spot of the Eastern Conference, which means a first-round playoff matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Our Marriott Marquee play of the game, about 4 minutes remaining. The shot clock running down. And it will be Anthony Mason just beating the 24 to extend to a 114-102 lead. And the Knicks win it going away 122-111, shooting just under 64% for the game. We'll be back to chat with John Starks in a moment. But first, let's check in with Gus Johnson back in New York.
Okay, Marv, coming up during the postgame show, we'll have a closer look at the Knicks win in their final regular season game against the Boston Celtics at the Fleet Center. Meanwhile, in the National Hockey League, big game today for the Rangers, down 2-0 to the Montreal Canadiens in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, as game 3 and 4 have shifted to Montreal. The game just getting underway in the first period of play, and there is no score, Montreal and New York. Meanwhile, Major League Baseball, Kenny Rogers with his first start, much anticipated start for the New York Yankees taking on the Minnesota Twins. Right now, Rogers is perfect through 4 innings, and the Yankees lead it 4-0. Let's go on out to Minnesota and take a look at your highlights. This is the 3rd inning. Paul O'Neill facing Brad Radke, and he just golfs one over the hefty bag in right field, and that is out of the yard. And right now in the top of the 5th, the Yankees with a 4-0 lead.
4-0. And you know, Paul O'Neill has been waiting for that.
Mets also in action this afternoon at Shea Stadium, trying to win their 2nd straight game over the Colorado Rockies as they wrap up a weekend series. And both of these two teams having problems scoring runs, but Ellis Burks with a home run in the 6th inning, a 2-run shot off Jason Isringhausen. And right now the Rockies lead it by a score of 2-1. Now, day 2 of the National Football League draft, and today's action started with the 4th round. Jets without a pick in the 4th round, but the Giants with a 4th round pick, and they select Florida State quarterback Danny Cannell with their 4th pick. Now in the 5th round, the Jets selected Texas Tech defensive back Marcus Coleman, and the Giants did not have a 5th round pick, and the selections are still going on at the theater here at Madison Square Garden. Elsewhere in the NBA, Bulls wrapping up their great season, looking for win number 72 against the Washington Bullets, and the Bullets edged out of the playoffs by the Miami Heat, trying to go out on a positive note, but Chicago just pulling away at the end. They lead by 10 in the 4th quarter of play, and we'll have more from the MSG Sports Desk right after this. Stay with us.
BMW and Infiniti.
I got a passion.
Mercedes and Lexus were both left behind.
I got a passion for the road.
Motor Trend. Millennia.
Passion.
The Knicks with 6 players in double figures, including John Starks, who, despite the poke in the eye, was able to hit 8 of 14 from the field, finished with 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And John Starks is with John Andres. John?
Thank you, Marv. John Starks, a game that had the look of being an easy one based on the Knicks' success over the Celtics in recent times, but it wasn't quite that easy, was it?
It wasn't that easy. Boston always plays was very tough. We just fortunate enough to have some horses that's going to get the job done.
Particularly in the middle. John, there was a scare at one point in the game, which you reveal now with the little cut under your right eye. You had a situation under the basket. You might recall that feeling?
I felt it coming. You know, when I came down with the ball, I knew he was going to reach for it, and you know, I just went blank, you know, for a second.
John, when you were able to get up on your feet, it appeared you were heading back to the locker room. What happened on that? Was Mike? Well, I know Mike Saunders was out trying to help you out.
Well, I didn't want to leave the court. You know, I felt that it wasn't that serious enough for me to go back into the locker room with the doctor of the Celtics. So I decided to come to the bench, put some ice on it, and just kind of get my vision back. You know, when I came back on the court, I was seeing 2 of everything. And Coach told me at halftime when I made that pass, a turnover, trying to get the ball to Mace, he said, you must be blind in order to see there wasn't anyone there. So
that jump shot, the first one you hit after that incident, must have certainly relieved you.
It did. You know, like I said, I was just trying to get my vision back. Like I said, I was seeing 2 of everything. So I just kept some ice on it, and Mike did a good job of washing it out, and so I can get some vision back.
John, the moment that the team has been waiting for now, the end of 82 games. Now you'll have a couple of days off. It will be the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that has been very difficult for the Knicks. What do you think the focus is going to be in coming days when Jeff Van Gundy addresses this situation?
Defense. defense against them. I think that's the most important thing. Like I said to you, we have to get off on them early in order to make them play our type of basketball. It seems the games that they won, they got off on us very quickly. So, you know, they don't do a lot of running up and down the court, so which makes the possessions very low. So it's very important that we get off to a good start against them.
And, of course, you'll have the masked man back also. Charles Oakley will help you a bit, won't he?
No question. We need Oaks back. We need for him to get up there and grab some boards for us, and plus all the dirty work that he does underneath. So we're looking forward to having him back and getting down to Cleveland and having a successful playoff.
Well, John, once again, you showed your resiliency to come back strong, and you did a terrific all-around game for you and your teammates, and we look forward, as you do, I'm sure, to the playoffs beginning later in the weekend. We know you'll be healthy, and thanks for coming out and visiting with us again.
Thanks a lot, John.
John Starks, a tough man once again. Now let's go back to Marv Albert.
All right, John, so the Knicks finish at 47-35 and look ahead to that first-round playoff matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Final score, the Knicks 122 and the Celtics 111. The Knicks have won 15 straight against Boston and 9 in a row over the Celtics here in Boston. Our next Knick telecast either Thursday or Friday. It's expected the dates will be announced later on tonight, and it will be the Knicks and the Cavaliers from the Gund Arena in Cleveland either Thursday or Friday night. The post-game report coming up in just a moment. Marv Albert with John Andres will be right back.
New York Knicks basketball has been brought to you by Budweiser, official sponsor of the 1996 Olympic Summer Games. This month for you. By Foot Locker, where it all begins. By the Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. By Hoover, the #1 name in floor care. Nobody gets the dirt like Hoover. Nobody. And by the United States Postal Service. We deliver smart solutions for you.
Up shooting just under 64%, to be precise, 63.8, their highest field goal percentage of the season, but just short of the Knick all-time record as they missed their final 3 shots. Anthony Mason, 10 of 11 from the field. He finished with 25 points in his 43 minutes of playing time, and he is our Hoover player of the game. Look at that stat line. 10 of 11 from the floor and 5 of 5 from the field. This is coming off an 11 of 13 in the loss to Charlotte the other night. Anthony obviously very pleased with matters this afternoon, hanging around, signing some autographs for the folks here in Boston. We'll be back in a moment, but right now let's check in once again with Gus Johnson at the MSG Sports Desk.
And thank you, Marv. The Knicks with a lot on the line this afternoon after losing 4 of their last 5 games. They wrapped up the regular season against Boston, needing a win to wrap up the 5th spot in the Eastern Conference for the playoffs. They already lost the home court advantage to the Cleveland Cavaliers, the 4th spot, but today they come out, play well. They go on a win at 122-111, and will face Cleveland in the first round. Let's go back out to the Fleet Center and look at the highlights from today's ball game. O.J. Simpson lawyer Robert Shapiro taking in a ball game in New England. First quarter, Anthony Mason in the post, uses a pump fake, and Rick Fox gets him up in the air, the hoop and the foul. Mace with 25, Knicks up by 1. Later in the quarter, pick and roll, Fox, left-hand scoop high off the glass. He had 25 points. And Jeff Van Gundy says, hey, that's a pretty good one. Wild sequence here. David Wesley misses the drive. Mason grabs the rebound. Dana Barrows comes up with the steal. Barrows then spots up, misses the 3. Wesley grabs the rebound, passes it back out to Barrows, and he hits the 3. Celtics with the team record for threes, 14. New York up by 1. Scary moment, though, for New York. Starks, an accidental finger in the eye. He returned, however. He had 18 points. Second quarter, Gary Grant hits a jump shot on his 31st birthday, got his man up in the air and buried it, going to his left. Knicks up by 9. ML Carr, he says it's time to take a timeout. Late second quarter, Knicks hustling. Charlie Ward rebounds a Willie Anderson miss. He beats 3 Celtics to the ball, feeds Ewing for the layup. 63-58 New York. Move to the third quarter. John Starks spotting up, back in the ball game. Bad eye and all. Nails a 3, part of a 9-0 run. Knicks up 17 after 3 in the fourth quarter. Charlie Ward again. This time, got the step on the baseline, drives, finds Mason. Left-hand layup is good. Knicks go on to win it 122-111. They will face the Cleveland Cavaliers starting in Cleveland in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Elsewhere, Bulls looking for win number 72 as they took on the young and very injured Washington Bullets. Bullets edged out of the playoffs by the Miami Heat, but they were trying to end the season on a positive note. But when you're playing the Bulls, that doesn't happen too often. Let's go on out to Landover, Maryland. The U.S. Air Arena, Phil Jackson, over 70 wins, the odds-on favorite to become the coach of the year. Early on, Juwan Howard has it stripped on the baseline. Here's Randy Brown running, finds Steve Kerr streaking to the basket for the easy layup. But Scottie Pippen also with the quality game. Watch him. Got the step. Hooks his man, little left-hand roll, nothing but the bottom of the net. But then a fight begins. That's James Edwards and Liddell Echols. Look at Liddell. He's backing up. He doesn't want too much of Big Buddha, as they used to call him, in his earlier days with the Pistons, and both players were ejected. The Bulls, tie a record for road wins with a 32-8 record on the season. That ties the 1972-73 Boston Celtics. And here are your scores. Afternoon ball game, Toronto losing to Philadelphia in overtime. Philly winning on the road. That could be the last game for Coach Lucas in Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Atlanta and Miami will do battle at 6 p.m. in South Florida. That game with playoff implications. Detroit and Milwaukee, also a 7 p.m. start. And Cleveland will take on Indiana, 3:30. Cleveland and the Knicks will face each other in the first round. Orlando and Charlotte. Meanwhile, Seattle takes on Denver. Seattle hoping to get that momentum so they can get past the first round of the playoffs this season. If not, George Karl could be in a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, Phoenix will play Houston, 3:30, Dallas and San Antonio. And San Antonio will try to win 60 games. The Lakers and Portland at 9, and Golden State and Sacramento. The winner of this game will face Seattle in the first round of the playoffs. Vancouver and the Clippers, 2 teams headed for the lottery, will begin at 6 p.m. out in L.A. NBA news, Microsoft founder Phil Allen has purchased an exclusive option to purchase the Seattle Seahawks football team from owner Ken Behring by July of 1997. So the Portland Trailblazers owner, that is Paul Allen, with the chance to own 2 professional teams, the Trailblazers and also the Seattle Seahawks. Well, coming back up, we'll go back on out to Boston, where our Marv Albert and John Andres are standing by with more on the Knicks' victory over Boston. Stay with us here on MSG.
The New York Knicks post-game report is brought to you by Citibank. For banking anytime, anywhere, any way you choose. At Citibank, the city never sleeps. And by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. See
your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Starks with Jordan Tracer. Ties the game.
McDonald's is a proud sponsor of New York Knicks basketball on MSG Network.
Welcome back to the Fleet Center in Boston, where the Knicks have beaten the Celtics in kind of a freewheeling performance. The Knicks shooting just under 64% from the field, which represents a season high. They were closing in on a franchise record, not able to do it. But, John, as you know, you can just throw out this type of ball game. The philosophy will be different when the Knicks play the Cavaliers in the first round of the playoffs.
Yes, Jeff Van Gundy has to be sure that his team isn't fooled by this game. There were deceptive things when you look at the score, and the shooting was excellent. But the work that has to be done against the Cavaliers is a lot different than the work here today. And as we've been harping on, it'll require a lot of discipline and playing with their heads, not just with their legs and bodies. They've got to play with their heads against the Cavaliers.
And we're told that the series will open on Thursday night at the Gund Arena in Cleveland. The Knicks and Cavaliers in Game 1. That will be seen on MSG Network Thursday night. One other note, the Boston Celtics conducting a news conference right after the game, making the announcement that ML Carr will return as the combination coach and general manager next season.
Yes, ML is being judged by the job he did with what he had. And this year they had a lot of shakeups. They had new talent breaking in, talent breaking down, big men, particularly Dino Radja was missed severely. And they felt that he did an adequate job, adequate enough to bring him back.
That's quite a vote of confidence, an adequate job. It's also a question of who else is out there and whether you want to make a change at this point. There was some thought that perhaps ML would stay as general manager and perhaps look for another coach. But the announcement made he will return as both coach and general manager. Let's check out the scoring summary. First for the victorious New York Knicks with 6 players in double figures, led by Patrick Ewing, 9 of 14, 28 points, 13 rebounds. Anthony Mason, 10 of 11 for his 25. Starks with 18, Harper with 14, Davis with 11, and J.R. Reed, the 6th Knick in double figures, 5 of 7 for 10 points. For the Boston Celtics, a three-point shooting festival. They set a franchise record, hitting 15. There were 15 of 29. Rick Fox had an outstanding afternoon, 9 of 14, 25 points in all, along with 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 17 for Wesley, and 15 apiece for Brown, Day, and Minor. So the Knicks do it 122-111 on this finale of the regular season. They finish at 47-35. Some nice ball movement here. Ewing able to finish it off. Jeff Van Gundy just completed talking to the media. Let's take a listen.
For this series.
In what way? You mean like, to coach the game or to prepare the team?
Both ways.
Well, it's not really about me. I'm gonna.
Well, you're the head coach.
No, yeah, they told me that a couple months ago. Yeah.
You haven't heard different, have you?
No, it's not about me. It's not about me. I'm gonna do my work. I know what my work is. My work is to plan and prepare. But as far as like some big mental adjustment on my part, I just gotta